Don't forget to leave these bolts loose before you put them on, because they're not going to land on these dowels every single time. You're going to have to end up pushing them together or doing something like that. See, they're not fully seated yet. There we go. Now it's all good. I had a viewer ask about the different rocker arms and ratios. The stock ratio is 1.52 and 1.57. I can't remember which is which, but the stage 5s, which I like just because they're so simple and easy. You know, you just take your rockers off and put those on. But those are made by Manton now. But the stage 5s come in 1.6 and 1.7 ratio. And the only thing I've ever used is the 1.6 because they fit good and everything. And they don't cause you some problems. There's when you get into 1.7, it might get a little kinky because, you know, you're on shafts, and so you're married to this dimension right here. And if you go 1.7, the only way you can get there is to move this in here, and that exhaust right there is, you're virtually on it with a 1.6 already. I can get a piece of paper under it, but you think it's touching already. So I assume that 1.7 would be difficult on the Edelbrock heads. Now there may be other heads that they'll be fine with, but seems like a lot of people nowadays run Edelbrock because that's the only thing financially feasible. You can get the Ray Barton rockers in any ratio. These are for people who want to make a whole lot of horsepower and want a whole lot of lift. And you know, when you're married to the dimensions of stock shafts, you can really only go up to X lift. I don't know what that number really is, but when you get up there with those high spring pressures and all that, you're going to have to go to Ray Barton or somebody that makes these kind of rocker arms. This gives you, there's a plate that goes on here. I'll see if I'll get you a photo and put that in here. But there's a plate that goes on, and I had these on my Neon. Everybody loves them. They work great. I think he sold over 1,000 sets. But this gives you the opportunity to move the pedestals where you can run basically any ratio, and you can get your geometry right because you have the ability to move everything. So it's not like some of these situations with the stock rockers, you know. It's a little different. These are made out of aluminum, which I guess is probably light and works, but he's got people driving these on the street and with over 1,000 pounds of spring pressure, so you know they're up to the task. The shims that the owner brought to go between the rocker and the stand were only 15 thousandths thick, and I think the proper ones are 25. But even at 25, they're not enough to get these centered right over. Look at these. See how they need to be slid over a little bit more? Now you can't just shim these indefinitely because the push rods will hit the sides, but you just have to do the best you can, shim these up a little, bring them over to the center. And on this particular, let's see, we'll have to stick the push rods in there in a little bit to do the head gasket clearancing. And when we do that, we will see how far we can go with shims. This one could use quite a bit. I mean, I don't have anything against the stock rocker arms, so to speak. I mean, they worked forever. But the thing I didn't like was every time I tore down a street Hemi, the guides were always shot. And I got it in my head somehow that this scrubbing of the big long rocker arm, I kind of blamed it on the rockers, and so I loved these roller tips when they came out. They just look like they'll roll on there better and not push on the guide. I may be wacko, but that's just the way I see it. I like the way these sit on their square. They're not. I didn't really like the way the stock ones scrub on. But we'll get these all mocked up, write down how many shims. We'll have to take them all apart again, change the shims, but we'll have to check in here to see how many shims we can move it, but we'll get there. Okay, it took quite a few shims, but we've got them looking real good now. So we're going to put in some push rods, and we ground the head gasket a little bit to hope we get enough clearance there. And now we're going to put all the push rods in on this side and kind of check the clearance on the head gasket. Okay, we got these rockers shimmed up some more. They took quite a bit of shim, just like the other side did. And some of them took as much as 75, but that's fine. We've got them where we want them, and everybody's happy. And I found some push rods here that we could use to do our mock-up for the head gasket clearance. We ground a little bit off around the hole to hopefully get us there, and we think that we've got clearance. When it's on the base circle, that's when it's the closest on these exhaust on this particular part. And so everything's really looking good. We're thinking we'll put the heads on next, and then we'll be ready for when his real push rods come. All we have to do is put the push rods in and wrap it up. One starts in the middle. Is that big enough for you? Is it bigger if I turn it sideways?
I'm looking for 9, 4, 5, 15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Where?
I'm doing the inside. You do 1, 2, 3, and I do 4, 5.
Okay, you've got these 4.
I got the inside.
So does that mean I do 1, 2, 3, and then I have to stop and let you do 4, 5 then, right?
Yeah, then when it goes to 4, 5, and then back when it gets to 7, 8, you'll do 7, 8.
You're going to 40. All right. You hit 1, 2, and 3.
You ready?
Yep. What's it say on there?
39.
Okay. All right. think it's so humid, I may have to turn on the air to get the humidity out. The temperature's fine, but it's humid. Okay, so now it's me for 4 and 5. That EFI will look good on here. It'll sure start good.
I hope. I got a feeling that'll take some work to make it all go, but it may just be plug and play. He may not have.
It's supposed to be, they said that even an old man like me could figure it out, which is hard to believe. Okay, so you're looking for 6, 7, 8. We now have heads torqued down, but you do these last. We're good. Okay, we've got the heads and the rocker arms on now, and as we talked before, you don't really put the push rods in a Hemi, you just adjust the valves, and as you get to each push rod, you drop it in at that time. It's not like a wedge where you put all the push rods in. This you just do it when you adjust the valves. And I was going to put the harmonic balancer bolt in here to turn it over to adjust the valves. Well, you know, this balancer is a little thinner than the street Hemi balancer, and so a Mopar harmonic balancer bolt bottoms out, and I had to put a wedge bolt in here to get us through this adjustment, and then we'll figure out what to do about the bolt later on. So what we're going to do is we've got it on number 1, top dead center firing, and then we're just going to go through and adjust each valve, and at that time we'll drop the push rod in.